All right. Your next quiz is going to be on Monday. Based on this stuff, it should be easy if you pay attention, right? No complaining. All right, don't be surprised that we do school stuff at school, right? But as a reminder for those headphones, right here, here, and everywhere. All right, so everyone's looking up here because you want to hear the warm-up. It's a review of yesterday's stuff. Headphones, please. So, who was not here yesterday? Okay, always make sure you get what we did yesterday out of this blue bin, right? So the filled out version of the notes right here, you can grab. Right there. All right, so make sure you get that. Even though we did notes yesterday, we're going to do some additional notes today. That way, tomorrow's assignment, Thursday's assignment, you'll be good to go, okay? Now, angle 4 and 5. Now, maybe you already know these. Maybe you forgot, but I'm going to go over it right now. Here we go. Angle 4 and 5. Now, look. Are 4 and 5 on the same side or are they alternate? Alternate. Alternate. One's on the left, one's on the right. Now, are they in between these other lines, outside these other lines? What do you think? Y'all see? 4 and 5 are in between these two lines. You gotta look. Don't look at your phone. So these are called interior angles. Okay? So we call that alternate interior angles. Okay? So go and write alt int. There, alternate interior. Now, 2 and 8. Check it out. Are 2 and 8 on the same side or alternate? Can y'all see it? What do y'all think? Okay, 2 and 8 are both on the right. 2 and 8 are on the same side. Same side, right? Both to the right. Now, are they both in, both out, or one in, one out? What do you think? Both out of the two lines. That's called exterior. Okay. So same side, exterior. All right. Now, 1 and 5. This one's tricky. Is everyone looking? 1 and 5. Are they same side or alternate? Yeah. Same side. Now, are they both in, both out, or 1 in, 1 out? 1 is out. 5 is in. So you can't call them both interior. You can't call them both exterior. So this is weird. There's a special name for this one. And it is corresponding. Now, let me remind you. Corresponding was the first one on the last notes. You see how 1 is in the top left? 5 is in the top left? They're in the same position, just shifted down. That is called corresponding. So again, corresponding is weird. It's on the same side, 1 in, 1 out. Corresponding. Let's write that down. All right, 1 and 8, same side or alternate? What do you think? Alternate. 1 and 8 are on different sides, right? And in the back. No phones. 1 and 8 are on different sides. We call it alternate. Are they in or out of the parallels? Outside means exterior. So 1 and 8 are alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. Last but not least here is 3 and 5. So are 3 and 5 same side or alternate? They're both to the left. They are same side. And are they in or out? In between the other two. So interior angles. So we say same side, interior. If you were not here yesterday, that is a big part of what we learned, so keep that in mind. And everyone should have the notes from yesterday, or a copy, right? We're going to do some more notes. This is basically part 2. quick. We're doing some notes here. All right. Okay. So I have everyone's attention. The very last word. All right, everyone listen please. Real though. Okay, starting this next portion of the notes. Now, go and write this down. Corresponding angles. By the way, yesterday we talked about two random lines being cut by a transversal. Today we're talking about specifically what kind of lines? Parallel lines cut by a transversal. Okay? So today is if the parallel, then what? So let me tell you. Corresponding, if you have parallel lines cut by a transversal, corresponding are congruent. Alternate interior are congruent. Alternate exterior, they're also congruent. Those three angle relationships all give you congruent angles, which basically means that their values are equal, right? Okay. Now, these next two, just like yesterday's notes, can you just like put a slash through consecutive? We're going to use the words same side, okay? Now, if we have same side interior, those are not congruent. Those are going to be supplementary. And supplementary means that they add up to how many degrees? How many degrees is supplementary when you add them up? What? 180 degrees. Very good. Thank you. Y'all remember that from Unit 1? Okay, if they make a 90, that's complementary, two angles. But if two angles add up to 180, that's called supplementary. Now, check it out. Same side exterior is also going to be supplementary. Okay. Those are the five we learned yesterday. And if they're parallel lines, then you know these five relationships. Corresponding are congruent, both alternates are congruent, and then both same sides are supplementary. Now look, here's kind of the rule that I want you to remember. The S rule. Same sides are the only ones that are supplementary. Y'all see that? S, 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 right? Tricky. Now, we have to remember two more from Unit 1, right? Right? We have to remember two more from Unit 1. It's called a vertical angle and linear pair. Let's underline it. Vertical angle is congruent. Off to the left here, go ahead and write vertical. And it's going to look like this. Do you remember that vertical means they're across from each other? Right? And if they're across from each other, they're going to be congruent. Okay? Vertical angles, congruent. Now, linear pair, go ahead and draw this. For a linear pair, They make a straight line. One's obtuse, one's acute, or they could be both 90. But the main thing is a linear pair, like it says L-I-N-E, they make a straight line, which is how many degrees? 180. Okay. So again, linear pair is supplementary. Make sure you got this down, and we're going to do an example together, example 1. Is anyone still getting this down? All right, example 1, ready? Here we go. Now this is like our warm-up. Look at 3 and 5. Look. Are these same side or alternate? 3 and 5 are alternate, and are they both in, both out, or one in, one out? 3 and 5 are between the parallels, so that's interior. So we said they're alternate, so that's alternate interior angles. So go and write alternate. I'm going to abbreviate so that way we have room to write what it is. Now, with your eyes, just look a little bit above. What are alternate interior always going to be for parallel lines? Alternate interior are what? Congruent, right? So off to the right, we're going to put congruent. That means whatever angle 3 is, angle 5 is going to be the same thing. It's going to be equal in its value. Okay, what about 1 and 8? Look. Are 1 and 8 same side or alternate? Same side or alternate? Same side, they're both to the left. Are they in or out or one in, one out? 1 and 8 are both out. They're exterior angles, right? So 1 and 8 are same side, exterior, okay? Same side, exterior. And y'all remember the S rule. Same sides are supplementary. That's what's sup. All right, 2 and 6, ready? 2 and 6 are same side or alternate? Same side. Is it both in, both out, one in, one out? 2 is out, 6 is in. That's a weird one. What do we call it? Corresponding, because 2 is in the top right, 6 is in the top right. Corresponding. Remember, corresponding is what? Look at your notes. Congruent, all right? That's kind of like a C rule. Corresponding, congruent. Now ready? 1 and 7, are they same side or alternate? You sure? You're right. Just wanted you to be sure, you know? You sure though? Oh, okay. But like, what if it's not? Okay, you're right. All right, 1 and 7 are alternate. They're on the different sides of the transversal, right? Are 1 and 7 both in, both out, or one in, one out? Out. So we call that exterior angles, right? Hey, look. Hey. Look over here. So 1 and 7 are alternate exterior. Alternate exterior are congruent. If you look at the top of this page, we wrote it down. Now, what about 4 and 5? 4 and 5? Wait, hold on, ready? Same side or alternate? What do you think? Same side. Are they both in, both out, one in, one out? Both in. 4 and 5 are in between the parallels, so that's same side interior. Now, what is the rule for S's? Same sides are sup. supplementary. All right, 3 and 7. What do y'all think? 3 and 7 are what? Same side, one in, one out. That's called corresponding, right? Corresponding. Corresponding, we already wrote that down earlier. It's congruent. Okay, next one. These last two were kind of tricky, right? So 5 and 6. Now look, 5 and 6 are on the same intersection. They're right next to each other. They make a nice straight line. Line. What do you call it when two angles make a straight line? And they make a nice straight line right next to each other. Line, linear pair. Okay? So again, if they're right next to each other and they make a nice straight line, we call that a linear pair, right? So let's write linear pair. And what do we know about linear pair? Are they congruent or what? Well, it says it right here, right? Linear pairs are supplementary because they make a straight line of 180 degrees, right? That's what supplementary means. That's what sup. Okay, last one on this example, 2 and 4. Now look, 2 and 4 are like across from each other. They're not next to each other. They're at one intersection. They're across from each other. Okay, what do you call it when they're across from each other? Vertical angles. And we know verticals are the exact same. They're congruent. So again, if you're talking about at one intersection right across from each other, that's called a vertical. Those are called vertical angles. And they are congruent. Make sure you have this down. We're going to get to example 2. 2 is kind of not too hard. Do me that favor. All right. Are we good to do example 2? Okay, example 2. Now, who likes shortcuts? Okay, 3 of them. But I'm going to show you all a shortcut. Makes life a little easier. Okay. Now, do y'all know what a zigzag is? Apparently not. All right, look at me. I'm going to do a zigzag. Ready? Here we go. That's a zigzag. You ever seen one? Ready? Look. All right. So, y'all know how to zigzag? Now, why am I telling you this? By the way, write this down. Zig, zag. Why am I telling you that? Because this is going to help you. Check it out. It tells us angle 1 is 65 degrees, right? So let's go ahead and label that 65 degrees right here, right? 65. Okay, now check this out. What is the classification of angle 1? Is that greater or less than 90? What does it look like? What do you call it when it's less than 90? Anybody? Ah, acute. All right. No, acute. Acute. Now, so angle 1 is acute. Now, I want you to notice angle 3 is also acute. Angle 5 is also acute. Angle 7 is also acute. What do you think is going to be true about all those angles? They're all going to be, yeah. So here's the rule. If they're parallel lines, and if you go into like a zigzag pattern, alternating, they're all going to be the same. Now, there's, why is it true? Well, here's why. Here's the math answer. Ready? 65 and angle 3 are vertical angles, and then 3 and 5 are alternate exterior angles, and then angle 1 and 7 are alternate exterior angles. And that's why they're all congruent, right? That's true, okay? But if you want the shortcut, all you got to do is figure out one angle and write them all in a zigzag. So let's do that. If angle 1 is 65, angle 3 is 65, angle 5 is 65, angle 7 is 65. Do you see how it's alternating kind of like a ziggy-zaggy? Okay? That's the rule. That's the rule. Okay. So if you have one, you get 3 others freebies for sure. Okay? Now take a wild guess. How do we figure out the other 4 in the other zigzag? Guess? Sorry, I passed out, but I'm back. Now, instead of guessing, what should we do? I see a straight line, which is how many degrees? 180. This is a linear pair. So what should I do? Anyone else in this classroom besides her? I know y'all know this. What do I do to find out that missing angle? Subtract what from what? How many degrees is a straight line? 180 minus 55 equals? Real quick, we got something new coming. All right, so again, it's supplementary, a linear pair, so we're going to do 180 minus 65. What do I get? Okay, the supplement is what you call it. The supplement. So 115 is going to be the rest of these missing angles, okay? So angle 2 is going to be 115. Angle 4, 115. Angle 6, 115. Angle 8, 115. Do you see how the 115s are going in a zigzag too, okay? You see how everything's alternating? They all add up to 180 next to each other. All that good stuff, right? Now, isn't this going to be a lot easier to fill in now that we have that label? Let's do that. What's angle 2? 115. What's angle 3? 65. Angle 4 is 115. Angle 5 is 65. Angle 6 is, I'm just looking at the picture now, you know? Taking it off my diagram. Okay, so this is easy to fill in once it's already there. Okay, so you don't have to give me all the big smart reasons. You can just tell me a zigzag. Why not? You know? And then subtract from 180. What? Yeah. You got that? Sure. Again, if they give you a number, please, you might as well do it the easy way, okay? Now you still need to know the relationships, right? You still need to know like 1 and 7 are alternate exterior. 1 and 5 are corresponding. Like you still got to know this stuff, but I'm telling you, like, this is the easiest way to fill it in, okay? So I want to see if you can do it. Flip it over to example 3. I will see if you can do it in under 2 minutes. Starting. Can you do a zigzag problem in 2 minutes starting now? Go. We'll find out soon. What do you say? One more minute. All right. All right, what'd y'all get for this? So did you label 142 right here? And did you zigzag? So 142 is going to be right here. Those are vertical angles. 142 is going to be here because 6 and 3 are alternate interior. And then 8 is 142 because 6 and 8 are corresponding, right? Now, how do I find the other 4? Subtract 142 from what? 180 minus 142 is 38. So the other 4, zigzag, 38, okay? Now, can you label the rest of these pretty fast, pretty easy, okay? So, 1 is 142, oh, whoops, 142. 2 is 38. 3 is 142. 4 is 38. 5 is 38. 7 is 38. 8 is 142. Zigzag, zig. Okay. Make sure everyone got this down. We're about to do the ones with algebra. I want to make sure you can hear me. Please. Wait. You just did this. Right? Get it real quick. I need you to be like looking up here for the next one. All right. Sure. Now, look. 2 more and we'll be done. Sound good? But you gotta like, and then like, like all that stuff, right? There we go. Now, if you thought that was easy, of course, we're gonna make it a little bit harder by doing algebra, right? You wait. So, do you see how this has expressions in it? Does that look like, oh my gosh, it's way too hard to do? All right, you can do it, I promise. Now, here's what we're going to do. We need to know what is the relationship of these angles. Now, look at these 2 angles. Are they on the same side or alternate? They're both on the right. They're same side. Are they one in, one out? Both in, both out? Okay, one's in, one's out. What do you call these angles? Corresponding, okay? Let's write that down. Number 1, these angles are called corresponding. Do y'all remember from the front side of the notes? Corresponding are what? Corresponding. Corresponding are congruent. Now, what do you do with congruent things? You set them equal. That's what congruent means. They're the same, you set them equal. Now, if you don't know they're corresponding, here's a shortcut. Look. Is this acute or obtuse? Acute. Is this acute or obtuse? They're both acute. They're matching. So if they're matching, you're going to set them equal. Okay? So let's do that. Again, I know they're corresponding, which means they're congruent, or I can tell they're both acute, so they're congruent. Set them equal. So 5x minus 2 equals 58. Congruent is when you set it equal. Got that down? Now, can you solve that? It's a two-step equation. What do I get rid of first? On the side of x, the loner is minus 2. How do I get rid of a minus 2? Plus 2, plus 2. 2's cancel out. I'm going to bring down 5x equals, what's 58 after this? These are important. 58 plus 2 is what? 60. How do I get rid of that 5 in front of x? Divide by 5, divide by 5. What's 60 divided by 5? 12. Now, could you plug that 12 back in here to get this missing angle? And before you even do that, you should already know it's going to equal 58, because they're equal, right? But if you did plug it in, you would get 58 for sure, okay? So far, so good. That's when they're congruent. You set them equal. So I wanted to show you number 1, and now I want to show you number 3, okay? Does everyone have number 1 written down? Okay, number 3, wait. After this one. All right. Number 3, because this one's a little different. Now, are these on the same side or alternate? Same side, in or out, or both? Out. So this is same side exterior. Same side exterior. What do we know of the S rule? Same sides are what? Supplementary. Okay. Now that does not mean they're equal, right? Like look. Isn't this acute? Less than 90? Isn't this big? Greater than 90? Those don't match. They don't even look the same. Do not set them equal. They're not equal. Okay? Instead, supplementary adds up to how many degrees? 180 degrees. Like a straight line. Okay? So when you know that they don't match, one's acute, one's obtuse, or when you see that they're same side, supplementary, here's what you're going to do. Take your angles and add them up equal to 180. Supplementary is when you don't set them equal. You add them up equal to 180. You have to set it up right or you will not get the right answer. I'm telling you. I am telling you right now. Right. Now, can you solve this? Hey, so what do I do when x's are on the same side? Do they combine or get rid of one? Combine on the same side. 9x and 5x add up to make 14x. Negative 33 plus 3 is negative 30. Equals 180. And now it's like a two-step problem like last time. I get rid of the loner first. What's the loner here? Minus 30. What's the opposite of minus 30? Plus 30. 180 plus 30 is 210. And then how do I get rid of that 14? Divide. 210 divided by 14 is 15, I believe. So once you get x, could you plug it back in to get this angle, plug it back in to get this angle? Okay. Now, I've shown you step by step when they're congruent and also when they're supplementary. Okay, look. So I wanted to give you the 2 more examples. Okay, so I'm just going to put it up here. Okay, this one on the number 2, they are alternate exterior. I'm going to leave it here. They're congruent, so I set them equal and I solve. Same side interior, they don't match, so they're supplementary. I add them up, and I solve. Add them up, equal to 180, okay? I'm going to leave that on the board. We're going to skip 5 and 6, okay? But you have 4 examples in your notes that you can refer back to. So make sure you get these down. You can keep them, and you're going to use these notes and Monday's notes on your assignments Wednesday and Thursday, okay?